The brutal Southern Ocean. Neal must overcome his fear of dismasting and test his inner reserve of courage.
But I've also had a chance to reflect and to think about a lot of the things we are doing. And I've come to realize that it takes incredible courage to do what we do. But the real people of courage, I think, are our early ancestors. Those sort of men who had gone to sea not knowing if the world was flat or if the world was round. Sort of not knowing they'd just fall off the edge when they got to the horizon. I think that is incredible courage. And the fact that they went to sea with no GPS systems and the very basics, sort of a sextant and mathematical tables to figure out exactly where they were. No charts, going into uncharted waters and having to build charts. Sort of, that is, to me, true courage.
Christmas is a lonely time, yet there is still time to celebrate after having survived cold temperatures and many storms. Because of the frigid temperatures, Neal develops trench foot, an extremely painful form of frostbite.
It's healing now. I actually have feeling in my foot where a few days ago I had no feeling. I can now touch. I can feel my fingers across, playing across sort of my foot. So that's sort of a bit of encouragement.
Leaving the Southern Ocean and entering the Tasman Sea, Neal is becalmed for days.
Well, I've had no sleep. Sort of, it's been pretty tough on me. I'm feeling irritable, sort of grouchy. I'm just very frustrated by the complete lack of wind, and the sails are just flopping all over the place, not doing anything. So there's not a huge amount that I can do about these conditions. Just got to sit and grin and bear.
Neal arrives in Auckland for a few days' rest before sailing back into the Southern Ocean. This is the race's dangerous third leg, which takes the fleet around Cape Horn.
We're coming along sort of slowly. We've cleared the coast finally. It was hard getting away from New Zealand. This is hard getting to New Zealand as it was getting away from New Zealand. But we are moving away.
After leaving port, Neal realizes he is not alone. He indeed has a stowaway from Charleston. A large cockroach. Neal's nearest rival is Minoru Sato, a salty 64-year-old sailor from Japan who is making his third solo circumnavigation.
As you can see, there's Minoru. We are up to our old games again. Sort of, we're 3 days out of New Zealand, and Minoru sort of is in sight. He's caught up with me. He was behind, and looks like it's going to be a neck and neck all the way down the Southern Ocean to the Horn, sort of, though he does have a bigger boat and he probably will push further south, and if he does that, well then he's going to sort of get away from me. But we shall see what the outcome is when we get to Punta del Este. Do you realize this is the third time in this race that we pass each other like this, over? Okay, Roger Minoru, I'll see you in a while. Talk to you later. I know Dad is standing by.
For Neal, this voyage is a journey of discovery.
Sort of, this is an adventure. This is an adventure of a lifetime. Everybody should live their dream, because sort of, if you don't live your dream, who knows what you could achieve? Who knows what your life could be like? I'm living my dream. You go out there and go live your dream, because life is too short not to live your dream. Oh, we are surfing down the Southern Ocean swells. Sort of quite an experience. You can hear sort of the bow wave breaking, sort of fairly big sea running. We're just running on the twin head sails and no mainsail up, and just making nice progress towards Cape Horn.
We're just waiting for the breeze to slowly pick up, and at least it's good news that all three of us now can see southwesterly. That's excellent. That means that it's not just a little localised thing, as I was wondering whether it might be. It looks like it might be a little more widespread, and hopefully it can only increase from now on, Evan.
Yeah, that's a Roger, and especially with the barometers falling. Minoru, is your barometer falling as well, over?
On March 11th, 1999, 300 miles before Cape Horn, Neal's dream trip turns into a nightmare. A massive storm hits. Winds are as strong as a hurricane. The waves smother him as he rides out the storm in the cockpit. Tethered to the deck with a 2-foot safety harness, he pulls down all his sails and tries to steer his boat through the churning swells. Repeatedly, his boat is knocked over.
Unfortunately, this is the result of all the knockdowns. We've taken sort of gear all over the place. Lockers broken. So it's been pretty tough.
2 days after surviving the storm, Neal sights Cape Horn. At last, he experiences the awe others wrote about in the books he read as a child. He feels immense joy. After all, more people have traveled into outer space than have sailed past this place alone.
Well, there she is, the Horn and I. Sort of what a sight. And it's just been absolutely great being here. It's taken 17 years of dreaming. It's taken a lot of planning, a lot of preparation. It's taken the support of many people. My sponsors, my family, most important Gwen. But we are here. I think of Harry Mitchell, who gave his life for this site. And a few minutes ago I paid tribute to my friend Harry. You know, it's a very special place, this, the bottom of the world, the edge of the world. And to get here takes courage, perseverance, determination, dedication. It takes a dream. The most powerful thing that mankind can possibly know is to turn a dream to reality. It takes incredible hard work, but it can be done. I'm 31 years of age, and I've lived my dream now. It's taken hard work, but it was worth it. I've risked my life through 77 knots wind storms, but it was worth it. I hope every young person has an opportunity to live their dream as I've now lived mine. To look at this magic piece of land.
When he arrives in Punta del Este, it's clear the race has taken its toll, both on him and others.
This race, as I said before, is incredibly tough on the ones we leave behind. And sometimes as sailors we don't realize how tough it is on sort of our loved ones left ashore. But nonetheless, sort of, there's always hope. And again, this race is about hope. So it's not only just about the victories, but it's also sort of about overcoming the challenges of this event. So trying to make the most of the current conditions, just trying to do a little bit of reading, just to sort of relax before I turn the light out and finally go to sleep.
Neal is exhausted. Though he sailed alone, he rarely felt lonely. He received plenty of mail from the school children, particularly his No Barriers schools.
Let's see what we have. Okay. No Barriers, class 2 to 3. Hope you sail to success. From Springfield Elementary. So at one of our No Barriers schools. Oh, and look. Here's Spike. Sort of Spike, the Midland Park mascot, which has been traveling around the world. So Spike will travel with me sort of to all corners.
A day out of Uruguay, one last storm hits No Barriers, ripping sails and leaving the boat damaged.
Well, it's been a pretty bad day. Sort of, I've broken the antenna for the SSB radio. Sort of, I have no way of reaching the outside world. My communications are knocked out. My computer is not responding. So sort of things are not good out here at this point.
No Barriers isn't the only vessel to suffer damage. Minoru Sato's boat, Shutendoiji 2, takes a beating. Neal steers toward his friend's boat to take a closer look.
Okay, roger that. Sort of when you come alongside, you might want to come up to windward a little bit so that you can heel the boat so I can have a better view. Over.
Though they sail alone, they sail together in a sense. Together they have battled the world's most dangerous oceans. In doing so, they have solidified the bonds of a very special friendship.
Sort of any second now, there we go, sort of on the equator. And she has crossed over to north. And we'll start counting up any second now.
Crossing the equator one last time, Neal and No Barriers make their way back toward Charleston. Neal discovers his stowaway cockroach, which he has named Cocky, has brought friends aboard.
This is going to be the sacrifice we are going to give to Neptune. And we decided to film the sacrifice. Sort of the deal that I had with Cocky was you can be a guest on the boat, but no passengers. But he failed to ignore the request. So to Neptune, we are now sort of going to be giving Cocky's, sort of some of Cocky's bandits in the hopes that Neptune will give us some fish.
Then, more trouble. Realizing that much of his food supply is spoiled, Neal rations his remaining provisions and tries to catch fish. As he approaches the finish line, Neal has proven that with a little hard work, you can turn a dream into reality. He is the first black person to race alone around the world.
Finishing the race was just such a great moment. Hearing that gun go and know that I'd sailed 27,000 miles. I could not believe that I'd actually just achieved it. I just sailed around the world.
At age 32, Neal realized his 18-year dream. He took 195 days collectively to circumnavigate the globe. Despite the limitations of his tiny boat, the one people called a floating coffin, he achieved what many only dream of.
Our congratulations to you. This is the impossible dream come true. He sought to teach them about conservation and the ocean, but Neal, you taught them and all of us so much more. You taught us about courage. You taught us about having a dream. You taught about doing something that people said was impossible, could never be done, and you've done it, and you have our everlasting congratulations. God bless you. Thank you.
I was a child with a dream. I was a boy who tried the dream. I have now become a man who has succeeded at the dream, and you are part of my success. I want to say thank you very much.
Neal Petersen has not stopped dreaming. He now spends his time motivating school children and corporations, urging listeners to live life to the fullest. As always, he will draw inspiration for his new adventures from books.
Through knowledge gained from books, I got to be what I am today. Books have inspired me. I've returned to libraries to read, to discover, to continue dreaming. Knowledge does change all our lives. We must become lifelong learners. Let us learn together and let us help each other rise to greater heights. In life, there are no barriers. There are only solutions.